told them to Google it. They say Google it. So can you imagine going to another country, okay, and trying to speak English? Like Italy. You go on to Italy and you need to speak Italian, but you rather speak English. Italian people gonna look at your ass crazy. This is what I'm trying to tell people who are stubborn, especially got a lover or a very best friend or whatever the situation is. That people are like, well, English is very hard. You know, you gotta be understandable. You gotta be reasonable. You know, it is a difficult language to learn, and not everybody's a fast learner. I understand that. Nobody's not here knocking them down or judging them in any kind of shape or form. But what most of us are trying to tell people like that is that no other country is gonna take you lightly if you only speak English. Same vice versa here in America. You can speak your language, you just have to speak English when you go to work. Well, when I say when you go to work, meaning when you talk to other Pacific co-workers. And then if you have your Spanish or Italian or African friends or whoever, you can speak that native language. Or even if American is curious about how to speak your language, you can speak that language too. Let me make this very clear what I'm saying here. I'm saying when it's something important, see, or you need something done, or you need a car, a house, or some business thing, or something important, see. You, in this country, in America, you have to speak English. No ups and downs. Now, most places do have translators, but to make a plus, to make most people feel comfortable, is to speak English. You know what I'm saying? Same vice versa. If I go to another country, I have to learn their language for me to get what I need to do. Right? But I can talk English in, say, like, if I went to Puerto Rico, I have to speak Spanish when I go to Puerto Rico to get my house done, plumbing, car, or when I go to work, right? But in the meantime, if I do have friends or other people who wants to hear somebody speak English, then yes, I will talk English. But if someone come up to me and speak in Spanish, I have to talk Spanish back. I hope I'm making this clear. Because when I'm saying we all can speak a different language and we all can respect each other with speaking different languages. But when the time from work or importancy stuff and you live in another country or America, you have to speak English. So this is the reason why people don't like people speaking languages. Because of fear of unknown and the frustration if someone doesn't know how to speak English or another language. It's very frustrating because in their mind they're saying, well, you should know how to speak this language. You should know how we talk here. Same thing if I went to Africa and different parts of Africa. I've been in there for a year. I should know how to speak African. or Nigeria or somewhere in Africa. I should know how to speak an African native language, right? If I've been there for 2 years. I don't know why people don't like other people speak their language on their free time. Okay? So there's a difference from work and importancy and free time. I see people, since Spanish is our second language here in America, I see people get really upset when a group of Spanish people, amigos, are just over there minding their business and just talking, right? They're minding their own business, right? And people get offended. There have been some stories where, like Walmart or a gas station, somebody literally go to the supervisor or manager and say, hey, can you tell those people over there they need to stop speaking their language? Or even in a grocery store. Why is that a problem? First of all, they're not at your job. Second of all, they're not in there doing importancy stuff. They're on their free time doing errands, or they're on their free time having a good time going to a bar, club, or whatever events are out here. they're having a good time. They are allowed to speak their language freely. This is the land of the free. When most people are like, well, I don't know, Dad. I think this is the land of dying dead. But seriously, though, this is the land of the free. People can speak and express themselves in any kind of shape and form as they please and desire. Now, there have been many stories about that. And these poor people, not even thinking about these other people, okay? Not even thinking about them, not even the slightest. But because they are so paranoid because they're speaking a different language, they're thinking automatically you're talking about them. And not really. Ain't nobody give a damn about your ass. You ain't special. You ain't important, see? Like, come on now. But, people think they so damn high title. They think everybody talking about them. Everybody thinking about them. Ain't nobody thinking about your ass. Everybody got their own issue, problems, and baggage, and everybody's trying to survive out here. Let those people speak their own language. Like, right here in my job, I'm very close to the Spanish women here, Centeritas. I'm very close to them, and they are very nice. They're very polite. And they speak English when it's necessary. And then they speak their own language when it's necessary. I have one lady there who doesn't like them speaking Spanish. This is the reason why I'm making this video. But I've been, for years I had people come up and complain about other people's languages. Particular Spanish, since it's the second language in this country. But I look at it as paranoia. I look at it, people fear that, they might talk about them and, all kinds of crazy shit. And at the end of the day, most of the Spanish women there, they only talk about life. And people are like, how would you know? Oh, trust me, you would know. Like I told one person best, you may not understand the language, but you definitely understand body language, and body language is used 80% of the time. So you understand body language, so you would know if someone's talking shit about you, right? But the Spanish women there, the Centeritas, they're not worrying about nobody in that building. They probably just talking about their own, daily life or what they got planned next month. You never know. It's just like Americans. We talk about all kinds of stuff. But the one lady does not like it. She doesn't like it at all. She say that, she's not racist, but she doesn't like it because, she's like, no disrespect, but this is America and we do speak English. But no disrespect to you either, but they're allowed to speak their own language. They're not hurting anybody. And this is the part what I don't understand. Let people talk their own language. It's good. The Native Americans, the prejudiced white people, mainly the prejudiced white man, literally tear down the culture of Native Americans and African people, which is us, African Americans. Literally tear down their culture to the point that the natives gradually had to do their native tongue. Thank God the elders and many other Native American people continue carrying their generation to this generation to the day that they speak their native tongue, right? Because the white man really forced it. The prejudiced white man really forced it to stop, let them speak their language. And our African sisters and brothers, our ancestors, they spoke different parts of Africa, different parts of the region of Africa, same exact thing, except in this case, our ancestors had to learn how to speak English because they were slaves. So the white prejudiced people were making fun of them because they didn't understand what they were saying. So our ancestors literally had to learn how to speak English while the prejudiced white men was forcing the Native Americans to stop talking their language. You see where I'm coming from? So in other words, what I'm saying is, no, speaking another language, somebody who came from another country should speak their language freely, as long as it does perpetuate with violence or sexual assault or any kind of terrorism or threat. They're allowed to speak their language. And the reason why that lady doesn't like it in my job is because she doesn't understand them. She's worried they talking about her. She rather know what they're saying, and that's pretty much it. And it's kind of funny because she's not the only person that will say, well, I'm not racist. Nobody didn't say you were racist. The question is, why does it bother you? If you went to Spain, right, those people don't speak English. They speak Spanish. Espanol. You know, they speak Spanish, you know? So, are you going to be upset because everybody around there is speaking? Probably not. What happened if somebody in Spain or somebody in France say, you know, I'm tired of you speaking English, you need to speak French. Or I'm tired of you speaking English, you need to speak Portuguese. You know, or whatever. Portuguese, I don't know how to say it. But, you know, another language. You know, how would you feel if they came up to you and say, I don't like you speaking English? You wouldn't like it. You would not like it. You would look at them all crazy and say, I have a right to speak my native tongue. Well, these people in this country have a right to speak their native tongue. Come on. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have it both ways either. It's going to the left or it's going to the right, or you don't go nowhere at all. You just sit there in the middle of the floor with your thumb in your mouth. Let people speak their language. Thank the Lord we can learn from other people's language. We can learn people's different cultures and understand it. And I look at it like this. She ain't the only one, but if you're so daggone paranoid of what people in different languages are saying, do what? Learn. Duh. Just learn. Learn. Come back with my final part.